Hi.
Let's go to the beach.
Yes. Love that.
Where's my vape?
Ugh, ew, girl.
Oopsies.
Oh my God, I love this outfit.
I'm shook with you.
Where are my Tums?
Oh, you're so iconic. Hi.
Whoa.
We did it.
We did it. Welcome back to the Iconic and Irrelevant podcast. We're two icons.
Really just talk about irrelevant things, but we are fucking iconic.
And I have bangs and
Yes,
I dyed
she
my
does.
hair.
It's hickey red.
If you don't know what we're talking about, check out our segments on our Instagram.
Absolutely.
Iconic and Irrelevant.
Absolutely.
So we actually went viral.
Yeah. Like
Crazy.
internationally
Viral on TikTok, bitch. And the content that went viral is us talking about our sexual fantasies, and me specifically talking about fucking in front of a mirror.
Yeah, we love that people out there support women that love to fuck in front of mirrors.
Yes. And a lot of ladies were like low-key reposts, which
Yeah.
is sad. High-key repost that shit, bitch.
Hell
Don't be
yeah.
scared.
Say what you want. Say what you like.
So today, because you guys love that content, we're going to be talking about how we lost our virginities. Penetration.
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 Ram.
We both were penetrated. If you didn't know,
Yes.
Santi is a bottom.
A plastic bottom.
A plastic one. So let's get into it.
Let's do it.
So I'm going to start
Go ahead.
because, you know, girls always come first.
Absolutely. You're so right.
All right. So I'm going to take it way back. I know you're not going to approve because this is not with Johnny, unfortunately, you know, right? So the first guy that I ever did anything with was actually my first boyfriend. He was my first everything.
Is this North Carolina dude?
Yes.
Okay.
Or Dakota. Where was it?
North Carolina, not Oklahoma.
Not Oklahoma. Okay. Thank you for refreshing me on my own story, bitch.
I'm your biggest fan.
Thank you. So this guy I met through a friend of mine at the time, and we didn't go to high school together. We literally met because he was friends with one of my friends, and he slid into my Twitter DMs at the time, you know, and we were like texting for a little while, and then he asked me out on a date to the movies. So I told my parents, because my parents were very strict. They still are very strict, but I don't live with them anymore, bitch. So bye. But anyways, so he texted me to go to the movies. I told my parents that I was going to go with Katia. Shout out Katia.
Love you, Katia. Katia.
She's a real one. She always would cover my ass if my parents asked her, like, was she with you? And she's like, yeah, she's right here. Yeah. Franny, what the fuck? Where are you, girl?
Mimas.
Yes, my little Mima. Love her so much. But yeah, so I told them that I was going to go with Katia. So we went to the movies. It was super cute, whatever, fun. Then after, my dad was coming to come get me, and like I was so nervous because he was still there, and I thought for some reason he had a car, and he didn't have a car. He was like gonna like take a taxi because Ubers weren't around at the time. He was gonna take a taxi home, and I didn't know what to do. I started panicking, and I was like, do you want my dad to take you home?
Oh my god.
Oh my god, bitch. That car ride was so uncomfortable.
The lies were seen with proof.
And you know when it's so awkward that you put up the volume?
Yeah. And you're like,
yeah. My dad was livid. As soon as my dad got there, I opened the car door and I'm like, Dad, I'm really sorry I lied to you, but I went on a date and the guy that I went on a date with doesn't have a car and we need to take him home. And he's like, you're a liar. You lied to me. And he started like going at it. And I was like, Dad, stop. I'm like, he's hearing everything. He's right behind me. And then my dad was like, oh my God, fine. So
we love Hispanic parents.
So he gets in the car and then like whatever, they like say hi to each other. My dad's like furious. Like,
what did your dad
anything.
Tell him when he went into the car?
I don't know. I think he was like, oh, nice to meet you. And then like, I think he said something along the lines like, oh, this is not usually like how you do things.
But like stern?
Stern, like very stern. I mean, Johnny has dealt with my dad. He knows my dad is very stern. Yeah, so every single time Johnny leaves my parents' house, he's always like, take care of my daughter. Every single time.
Take care of my daughter.
Take care of my daughter. Yeah. So whatever, we drop him off. My dad was livid. My dad gave me like a whole speech, and he started talking about like sex. He's like, now you can get pregnant, like blah blah blah. And I'm like, girl, you don't need to tell me all this because my mom already told me everything.
Yeah.
Like,
he's like, have you gotten your period?
yeah. I'm like, bitch, I'm literally a senior in high school. Like, you don't see these titties. Like, girl, I cannot. So whatever. That happened, and then we kept seeing each other. We ended up being boyfriend and girlfriend, but however, we never had privacy because he didn't have a car. Like I said, I didn't have a car. We both didn't have our own personal space. He lived with his mom for like a while. I lived with my parents, so we never had like our own space.
Were you ready to fuck? Were you ready to lose it?
Yeah, I feel like every single time we would go to Getty's, like very popular in high school.
Yeah.
Obviously,
it's like a get together, but at night.
But at night, and it's like a party, but not really a party.
No, it's like a get together. Getty.
It's a Getty. Yeah. For the white people that listen to this podcast. But yes, so we would go to Getty's, and then during the Getty's, if his friend was there, his friend had a car, so we'd be like, hey.
What type of car?
I think it was
Don't tell me a Prius.
No, I think it was like a Toyota, but like a nicer one, like of the year Toyota.
Okay, so it was like touch screen.
Yes, it was like one of those. It was like of the year. Yeah, this was like 2015.
Yeah,
2014.
there were no Teslas around.
Not yet. So, which actually he does own a Tesla now. The friend that like helped us out a lot. Yeah, crazy.
He's like, damn, I should have put autopilot on with Reddit.
Yeah. But anyways, so we would borrow his car often. The first time we ever did anything, it wasn't sex, but it was like, like fingers, sucking.
Let's go back to the playground here. Second base.
Yeah, second base stuff. The first time was at a Getty, and we used his friend's car, and the tragic part about that is we left the car on and the battery died. So they had to come save us, and the windows were super foggy, and it's like obviously
Titanic.
Titanic vibes. It was embarrassing because I'm like, oh my god, this is the first time I do anything sexual, and this is the experience. This is so embarrassing. But it was fine. We moved on. And we kept doing it. We kept borrowing his friend's car at any time we could. And eventually I was like, okay, I need to help you out. Like, I need to like find someone's car that we can use that is my friend. So shout out Katia.
Yes. So girlies coming through.
Yes. Me and Katia worked at Skechers together. Oh my God, Skechers.
You guys also danced together.
We also danced together. We go way back. I mean, if you saw my Franny Things podcast besides from this one, sorry, but shouting mine out. I had Katia on the podcast, and we talked about all the fun times. But yeah, we go way back, and I worked with her at Skechers, and also I went to high school with her. We were dancing together, the whole nine, and we had obviously a schedule. So every time she was on the schedule at night, like let's say she closed, which closing at Skechers was like you get off at like 10:30. If it's the weekend, sometimes 11 if it's like really messy. So every single time she would work at night, I would tell my mom, like, can you drop off me, and I'm not going to say his name, at like the movie theater at Dolphin Mall. She's like, okay. So she would drop us off at like 8 o'clock. I would get Katia's keys from her like locker.
Oh my God, you guys weren't going to the movies?
No, girl, we weren't going to the movies. We would go in Katia's car, drive to like back to my area, go to like a specific spot that we would always go to.
Where?
Do you want to know where?
Where in Dolphin Mall?
Not in Dolphin Mall.
Oh.
We wouldn't stay in Dolphin Mall. We would go like closer to like my hood because it was like more secluded, like to this area we would go to. So we would go there.
Wow, you're such a rebel.
Yeah. We did this every single weekend.
Was your body like half out the window at that time? You're like, I'm young, wild, and free.
No, I would drive.
Video. Oh, you would drive.
I would drive because I'm like, okay, if anything does happen, at least it's under like my wing, you know? So we would drive to the spot and then we would do things, but like we never, up to this point, we never had sex. Like
No
it never,
penetresh.
no penetresh, no penetresh, none. Just second base, sucking, touching, licking, no fucking. Yeah. Then there was one day that I'm like, okay, girl, we need to make it happen.
Yeah.
So he's like, okay, this time let's like go to like a house and like go to a room, you know? So we tried doing that. We went to like his friend's house in a room because his mom wasn't home or whatever. And like it was so uncomfortable because there was people home. Like, you know, obviously they knew what we were trying to do.
Yeah.
And I just like kind of like wasn't feeling it. I wasn't feeling the vibes. It was like kind of hurting. I didn't really like, I wasn't like wet enough. It wasn't it.
But you also didn't have knowledge about, what did we know about sex at that age besides
Yeah.
like the normal stuff? It goes
Yeah.
way more into depth.
Yeah, and I automatically assumed that when I would lose my virginity, I would start bleeding. I'm like, shouldn't we get a towel? Like, what the
Pop
fuck?
my cherry.
Yeah, like, girl, shut the fuck up. So, I'm so stupid.
Get a towel.
Get
That is
a
the
towel.
most Franny thing I've ever heard.
We were in someone else's bed. Like, I felt so bad.
I
I
don't
was
give a
like, oh
fuck.
my God. Yeah, so we do the whole thing again with Katya's car, vroom vroom, purr. And then one day we finally actually did it. And honestly, I'm like, I don't know if I'm a whore, but like, this doesn't hurt. Like, this is quite fun.
Loose.
I'm like, oh my God, am I loose? That's the first thing I thought about because I'm like, oh my God, all the experiences that I've heard other girls have that they're like, it really hurt and like, ow, and all these things. And I was like, oh my God, I'm scared. Like, I don't want it to hurt. And then I did it and I was like, period. But then I was like, oh my God, maybe the fingers were like prepping me or something. Yeah. But yeah, that's kind of how I lost my virginity. I mean, it took many attempts to do so, but it was in a car. And I always tell Katia, I'm like, your car has been through so much. Like, because it wasn't just me, it was like other people also.
The trap car.
Using her car.
Were you
for
guys smoking in
things.
there?
A bunch. Not me and the guy, but like,
Yeah.
I mean.
No, then a trap
you
car,
know,
weed and
a
bitches.
trap car, yeah.
Yeah.
Literally that. So, yeah, that was crazy times. Oh, yeah. And then we moved on eventually and we would use executive.
Yes. You're still a Prime member
Yes.
to this day.
To this day.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we moved on from that. And then, yeah.
Well, I'm glad you've evolved.
Thank you so much.
I'm so glad you live in a home with your man.
Yes. Pray for Paseo.
Doral, we're coming for you.
Woo!
Just kidding. I was raised there, so like, you know.
Right. But yeah, how were you penetrated?
All right. How was I
Santiago?
penetratreshed?
Penetration.
Well, I kind of have like two stories.
Okay.
Because one, I don't really count. So
That's a hoe mentality.
whatever. I'm not a hoe
One,
anymore.
I don't really count.
I am committed.
Yes, Santi has a boyfriend. Ah! I'm so happy I can say this on the pod.
I love that
Period. Aw. I love you guys.
boy. Happiest I've ever been.
I'm so happy for you. You guys don't understand how much it means to me to see Santi so emotional because I'm an emotional bitch. And when I cry about Johnny things and I'm like, I'm just so happy, or when I cry in general about anything, he's like, ew. And now he's a little sad boy. And I'm like, period.
No, I'm not a sad boy. I'm just haven't explored emotions in a long time. So this is
Right.
all brand new to me.
But we love it here.
Yeah, no.
We love emotional
Love
Santi.
is love. And love is beautiful.
Per.
Okay, so how I got penetration. So I have two stories. I don't count one of them, but basically, you know, being a young boy and going through hormones and puberty, even more so if you're gay, I feel.
Mama Juana.
Yeah. Mama Juana. Yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
But basically at 13, it's crazy. I went on Grindr.
At 13?
At 13.
Girl, not at 13.
At 13, but yeah, no, it's wild out here.
Jeez.
But it's because I didn't know any better. So dumb. Like, I didn't know any better.
So you just downloaded Grindr and you're like, whatever comes.
Well, no. like I was just curious about it. I was like, what is this? But I never really did anything. But then I went to like meet up with this guy. He was actually like 16 or 17. He had told me. So I was like, okay, that's not so bad. That's like 3 years apart.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not out here trying to look for older men.
Right. Right. Now at 13.
Yeah, at 13. So then I was gonna go see this guy, and basically like I got there and it was like my first experience. I didn't even know how to prep. I didn't even know how to do anything. I didn't know how anything worked. So I was like really nervous. No, I mean I shat, but like that was like
you
prep.
like wiped really good or something.
Yeah, like like the baby wipe, like go up like this.
You go
up like a little bit, yeah, to clean everything, just to make sure. I didn't know any better, guys.
Johnny's cracking the fuck up. Doesn't that hurt?
Yeah, it fucking hurt. I was like, what is this?
You're like, this is douching. I don't want to be gay.
I didn't even know. Like, I didn't even know what douching was at that age. But whatever, I basically did that. And I would, like, honestly, I went in with the intention of, like, not even penetrating. I think that's why I didn't take it so seriously, even though I did, you know, go up and down.
Fucking friction, like, rug burn your asshole with a baby wipe. Girl.
But no, because, no. I was gentle.
You put lube on it.
No, but the fragrance was fresh scent. Anyways, so then whatever. I go, and at that time, like, I didn't have a car, so I lived in Dura Isles. So like, I remember I used to walk to like Publix. Like, my mom would let me do those types of things.
Yeah.
So he lived like 2 complexes down. So, and he was like, yeah, like, come over in the car, whatever. And then I got there and we started kissing, but this guy had like horrible, like musky, like smell. Like, it was so bad. And I didn't know what to do at all. And then when like he asked me to go down, like, I remember I put it in my mouth, but then I instantly like,
because it smells bad.
No, and it's, oh my God. And a bush, like, I was so
not
like,
the bush.
No, it was not it. It was not it. Basically, this is like a story mainly about like oral sex, but like it's still like my first sexual encounter. So I'm gonna talk about it. So I remember like after I was like, yeah, no. So like I remember like,
no, your dick stinks.
Yeah, and I didn't know how to say it. I was 13. I was like, what the fuck? I was so confused. I'm like, this is not what gay porn shows you. This is not what my fantasy. So confused. Oh my God. So I remember like I was like, oh my God, look for your phone, because like I kind of went up, but like I was looking for my phone and I was panicking and I was like, oh my God. So and I was like, look for my phone and I was like, hello, okay, I'll be right there. And I'm like, I have to go. Like I didn't say much at all.
Oh my
I like
God,
left the car.
It's like your home screen.
Basically that.
Oh my God, that's so funny.
So that was like my first like sexual encounter. Horrible. I don't count it. But basically after that, I started like a very curious guy started talking to me from school.
High school,
basically, yes. And one night, like I had gone to like Denny's with friends or whatever, and then I remember he was sitting in front of me and I had ordered like an Oreo milkshake, and I was like, no, yeah, those were the vibes. Those were the
You're like, those were the
those were the vibes. But oh my God. When the milkshake got there, I was like, I don't want to drink from it from a straw. I want to like,
chug it.
So no, not even chug, just like sexually like placing my lips on the glass, which is disgusting. It's a Denny's. So then I like went like this, and I remember looking at him and I just feel the milkshake fall all over me.
Oh
like
my
we're talking
God.
about a thick ass cookies and cream milkshake, like all over me, and I was like, I cannot believe.
What did you do? Were you like, where's the napkin?
Or like, I was like, because it was cold. And then he was like laughing, and obviously I got a towel.
Ice bath.
Yeah, I got like a napkin. I patted myself, and then when we were leaving, he had asked me for my Snapchat.
Oh, he's like,
Yeah.
you're so funny.
Yeah,
You're such a clown.
yeah.
Let me get your Snapchat.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
you know, Snap was the low key thing to do back in the day.
The nudies on Snappy.
Yeah, and the sexting.
Yeah.
Sometimes you had to be careful though, because people would save and not give a fuck.
Yeah, when they would like hold down the message. Ooh,
But
scary.
anyway, so and after that we started talking, whatever, and then one day we were just hanging out, and basically we went somewhere,
Mm-hmm.
and then we started making out, and then I obviously, like, the first thing I did, because I was traumatized by my last experience, was when I put my hands down his pants.
You
Like
smelled them?
yeah, I went back up, pretended to like hug him, and I was like, and it was fine.
Okay.
It was fine. I was like, oh, this is what they show in the gay porn.
Yeah. Oh my God. Uh-huh.
And basically that day I sucked his dick, and he penetrated.
Oh,
And it
okay.
hurt.
What was your process? Did you do the wipe thing again?
Yeah, of course. I was
You didn't douche? Or?
No, I didn't know about douching. I didn't know you had to buy a rubber glove and like with a stick and fill it up with water and pump. I didn't know that existed. I was like, how the fuck does one does this? They probably shit, before.
So you just pooped.
Yeah, I would shit, and then with the wipe again, up and down.
Fucking rug burn asshole. That's why your asshole's so pink, according to Pipe.
Franny.
Because it has rug burn.
Wouldn't
You
that be more pigmented?
You exfoliated the skin in there. So it's like fucking raw.
Okay, we're not here to talk about my fucking pink asshole. I'm sorry.
You're like,
I'm sorry that your nipples are dark.
yeah, I do have dark nipples, but
So-
I have cute boobs.
Yeah, you do.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Anyways,
Yeah,
sorry.
anyways. Fuck.
What was your prep? Oh,
So no, yes, the up and down
Okay.
shower, obviously like soap in the shower, like put it up, like
Yeah.
I was actually clean that day, but I remember it hurt a lot because there was no lube, there was nothing, and one of the probably main important things in that situation, if you're like
Mhm.
starting off, or even if you just enjoy anal in general, like lube
Mhm.
is important,
Yeah.
and it's not talked about a lot,
Mm-hmm.
but it's important, and it feels good because it's literally gliding back and forth like this. Like it's a whole feeling. So yeah, and it hurt a lot. I remember I was like, oh my God, this is not for me, I'm gonna shit myself. Like the face of panic, I was like I was like
trying to be
and then I was like,
sexy.
oh, like and then like he came,
Oh.
whatever.
He came inside you.
No, outside. But like when he pulled it out, I thought I was gonna shit my I like looked and I was like, oh my God, wonders.
That's scary.
Yeah. No, it was definitely
Doesn't
it was
it
like
hurt
a fight.
though for him to stick it in raw dog like that?
I mean, probably, but he did have like a very smooth and he had pre-cum, so like that
Oh,
helps.
okay.
But he
Yeah.
also spit in it and stuff, but like I don't know.
Yeah.
You're young. I literally you know. So yeah, that's how I got penetrashed.
Penetrash girly.
Penetrashed.
Beep, beep, beep,
I
beep,
think
beep, beep, beep,
Most
beep.
of the people that watch us
Yeah.
have been penetrashed.
What do you think is your biggest lie when it comes to sneaking around when having like sex? Whether it's from your parents or from like friends, like regarding like sex.
I mean, back then I would definitely either sneak out at night, like 12 when my parents were asleep. I would say good night around like 10 or 9, stay in my room, and then once I knew they were asleep, I would like quietly walk down, or I would take the keys with me before like saying good nights and have them in my room so I didn't have to do that. And then I would just sneak off, which is horrifying.
Yeah, that's
When I think
scary.
about it, I'm like, they don't know I'm gone. And like, I
Yeah.
remember I would always text a friend though, like, cause this is more so when I was like 17, 18,
Yeah.
around there. And I would always text a friend, like, I'm gonna be here, like I'm gonna have a hookup. So I would either do that, or I would always say like I'm gonna go out, and I would eventually will go out, but I would have sex first.
You're like, I would have sex and then go to the Getty.
Yeah. Getty, club, bar. I've been out and about from a young age.
Yeah. Your Steve Aoki cakes.
Yeah.
I'll put it here so you guys can see what I'm talking about.
Yes, even though it's in the last episode.
Oh, that's right. It is. Sorry. It's just that we're so booked and busy.
I know. Too much going on.
Too much things.
So, yeah. But
that's fun.
I did have my first. I want to talk about how I got my first kiss too, because it's kind of funny.
Oh, okay. Yes.
So my first kiss with a guy was actually probably around that age. I had just turned 13, and we just had like a group of friends, and one of them was curious, and so was I. I wanted to be kissed already. So like there was always like some talking back and forth, whatever. And we were out playing one day manhunt. And we had both hit in the same place, and in that moment we just looked at each other, and like it was like a pop kiss, but I just find that like the most innocent like funniest, most secretive thing you can do at that age is play manhunt or hide and seek, and in your hiding spot some people would purposefully hide with like the person they were hooking up to do things, and poor person that had to find the people because people were busy. Like no one was hiding, no one was looking. I mean, I feel like I have to pee in those situations.
Yeah. Every single time you get to your hiding spot, you immediately have to use the bathroom.
Yeah, I'm like, I have to pee because it's so nervous.
It's so nervous.
Yeah.
Right.
I get so nervous.
There you go. Grammar.
What was your first?
My first kiss? Well, he was my first kiss, unfortunately.
In senior year?
Yeah.
Who didn't want to kiss you?
I know.
Were you trying? You never played truth or dare, spin the bottle, 7 minutes
actually,
in heaven?
no. I'm going to take that back. I did. Okay, the reason why I don't count the rest of the kisses that I actually did, like the pop kisses, is because they were pop kisses. Like, I don't count those.
Oh, you never made out in like middle school?
No.
What were you doing?
I was being a kid.
Yeah, but like spin the bottle, truth or dare.
No. I was, I got friend zoned a lot by guys. I was always the homie girl.
Fools.
The homie girl.
So you were like a Dina.
I was Dina. Yes, I would get friend zoned a lot. And then eventually they're like, damn, Franny's kind of cute.
Yeah,
and I'm
when
like,
you hit
too
puberty.
bad. Yeah, I'm like, too bad. Now you're my friend, bitch.
Well played.
Yes.
Well played.
So yeah, my first makeout was with this guy, and it was like in the movie theater.
Oh, so there was no movie watching. What movie was playing?
Oof.
Legally Blonde 2?
No, it was in the movie theater. So it was like it was like, I think it was like a scary movie. I don't remember which one, to be honest. We went to the movies every single weekend, and before Katya's car.
Honestly, though, Dolphin Mall was the place to go to like hook up or like do those things away from your parents.
What we would do is we would purposely, like, if we really didn't want to watch a movie and we just wanted to like make out, we would purposely get a movie that was older, like that's not newer in theaters. So then that way, like, there's barely people there.
Yeah. That's
and then
smart.
we would go to like a corner.
I mean, I had my hookups in Dolphin Mall, but to me, honestly, as a younger self, there was nothing like walking around that food court 1,000 times and getting those Charlie subs. I would always wait like this.
Dude, yes. And they would be like, so mean.
Yeah, they'd be so mean. They're like, tu ya agarraste.
Yeah. But they'd be like this, and then I'll go and they'd be like, they'll move it to somebody else. I'm like, you stupid ass bitch.
But the bourbon chicken ladies do not give a fuck. They're out there selling.
They're like, mambo chicken. I'm like, thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
No, we love it. Honestly, I'm always like, thank you. And I like, because
with the cup.
Yeah. And then you like lick the sauce for a while till you get to Burger King or something.
You like eat it with a toothpick, and then you like suck the toothpick, and then you throw it out.
And then I make another round, and then eventually I get to the bourbon chicken.
Yeah,
because I've had practically a whole sandwich.
That's what I would do sometimes when I would go on break. I would just walk around the food court like twice or maybe 3 times, and then I'll be like, all right,
it's free food.
It's free food.
Like I don't know. And then that Latin grill would always
Latin
have,
grill
like,
was my shit.
The lime chicken.
I think Latin grill is the one that had mambo chicken. Yeah, Johnny knows.
Oh.
He worked in the mall for like ever.
Yes, in garage.
Yeah, he worked in garage. Oh, nice. Trade of service.
Yeah.
Johnny just said that he would get free food from Latin Grill if when he worked at Crocs, because the guy who worked there would get a like Johnny would give him a hookup at Crocs.
That is stunning.
Stunning.
Yeah.
So I want to talk about my biggest lie when it came to being around, like, I guess lying to go have sex, which sounds so bad, but I was living with my parents, guys. Don't fucking judge me. So
honestly, would you want to be judged for something you did at 13? I don't think so.
Dang. Well, I'm gonna judge myself because that was crazy.
Okay, you can judge yourself. Go ahead.
So at the time, this was like the biggest lie I've ever done, and I don't think my parents know about this till this day. So the first guy that I was talking about, we were in a long distance relationship, which is crazy.
In North Carolina.
No, actually, he was living in New Mexico.
Oh, Albuquerque.
Prince
Eric.
Yeah.
Go to where you belong.
So he was living in New Mexico and I was living here in Miami, and we were long distance, which is so stupid. I was like so young. Why would I even be in a long distance relationship with no end goal? We didn't have an end goal. It was just distant.
It was teenage love.
So bad. Anyways, so when he came back, obviously we were really excited and we're like, oh my God, yay, like we get to fuck or whatever, and we get to like spend time together. So I told my parents that he was landing, let's say on like Thursday, but he was actually landing on a Wednesday.
Yes.
And the reason we did this is that so we can spend Wednesday all day together and like without my parents being fucking annoying. And then Thursday be like, oh, okay, look, he's here, he's arrived, like now you guys can be on my dick and like be crazy.
Yeah, I mean, that's smart.
Yeah. So we did that. He gets there and everything's great. We say hi, whatever. And then like he tries to go like see friends and stuff, and I'm like, absolutely not. We need to go to executive.
No Gettys for you.
Yeah, I'm like, we need to go to executive right now. It's been like 7 months. Like, no, absolutely
These membership emails are getting out of hand.
Yeah. I'm like, I have every discount code you can think of. Even though it was $40 for like 2 hours. Like, it's not that bad, but whatever. Anyways, so we use his friend's car, you know, and then we go to executive. Then actually no, I had my car, the car that I currently have now, which is like so crazy. Yeah. Wow. So we use my car.
That leopard steering wheel cover saw a lot of things.
I don't have that one anymore.
I know, not anymore, but probably at that time.
Yeah, I mean, I did
it's
have
all
it at that time. So we go to executive. We did what we had to do. Obviously, you guys know. Then after, it was like around like 8:00 or something, and we go to like Pollo Tropical, and in that in that same Pollo Tropical, there's a Walgreens. So we went to get Plan B. It was Plan B and Pollo Tropical. Just to be safe, you know, like, you know, for security.
You're like, they're struggling to open the fucking Plan B because that shit's so hard, and you're like, but get me a choppy chop.
Yeah, literally. It's like, what do you want to order? I'm like, give me a second. You just hear like the Plan B like ruffling.
And a large soda to swallow this tiny pill.
Yeah. But however, when we were doing that, my dad starts calling me, and I was like, oh my fucking God. But he starts calling me like a lot. Like, he blows up my phone, and I'm like, oh my God, like, does he know? How would he know? So basically the lie I said to my parents was that I went to my friend Catherine's house at the time to do a school project. I was stupid because my parents know where Catherine lives. So I was stupid enough to do that because they can easily just show up to her house and be like, where's Francesca, you know? So my dad's blowing up my phone. Did she live close? She lived super close, which is so stupid. I don't know why I did that.
Yeah.
I should have said someone else's, like, girl, that they don't know, you know, whatever. So my dad's blowing up my phone. I'm not answering, and I'm like looking to this guy, and I'm like, what do I do? And he's like, don't answer. Like, we're literally right by the house. Like, literally just get home and then whatever. And I'm like, okay. So then I'm like, so my dad's calling me, and I'm not answering, and I'm like so anxious. I'm like, like fucking like eating my Pro Tropical, like choppy chop with like cilantro. Like,
you dropped the yuca on the floor for sure.
The yucky bites. Yeah, so I'm like freaking out, and then I get home and I like rush to my room, like, and I like close the door or whatever, and then I'm just like on my phone, And then my dad like storms in and he's like, "Where were you?" And I was like, "I told you I was at Catherine's house." Like being a fucking stupid
2
bitch.
doors down.
I told you that's where I was. And he's like, "You're a liar. You're lying to me." And I'm like, "What do you mean?" Like fucking gaslighting the fuck out of my dad. Like, what do you mean? And he's like, "Yeah, I went to Catherine's house and nobody was home." And I was like, maybe that was like a while ago, because I mean, I was there, like, you know, I'm like, we went to get something to eat right now. And then I came home, you know. And then he was like, "You're a liar. You're lying to me. I think that boy's in town and you're not telling me. I think you wanted him to come, like you said he was coming a day before, like a day after." Like he knew what I was doing.
Damn, he figured
He
it
knew
out.
He knew it. And I was like, "No." I'm like, "He gets here tomorrow morning. Like, you're so crazy." And I was like, like internally, like,
Yeah, you're
freaking
like,
the fuck out. Yeah. Yeah.
no, he's not.
Yeah, literally. So I was like freaking out, and then my dad like just kind of like leaves the room, and I text my group chat with had all my friends in it. And I was like, "Oh my god, what the fuck do I do? Like, what do I do? I'm so scared." And they're like, my friend Vicky, which you met Vicky.
Yes,
Shout
love
out Vicky. She was like, "Dude, just say that you were at my house, because like Vicky's gay, and like she's like a dykey gay," you know. And my parents, which is unfortunate, my parents are like kind of like homophobes, and the time that they met Vicky, they were like,
made you, so I still love them.
they're like scared of her or something. I don't know what it is, which is sad, you know. But she kind of used that to the benefit of the lie. And she's like, "Just say you were in my house, because like, you know, maybe they don't accept me, and like you were scared, like that's what it was." And I'm like, "Yeah, but what if they ask to like talk to somebody's mom? Like, what do I do?" And she's like, "My mom will like cover for you, girl. Like, it's fine. My mom got you. Like, you're good." And I'm like, "Are you sure?" I'm like, "But ask your mom though, like for sure." And she's like, "Okay." So then like she doesn't reply for me for like 5 minutes, and then she's like, "Yeah, my mom said she'll got you. Like, don't worry."
I can hear her
Yeah,
saying
she's
it.
like, "Don't worry, like I got you." And I was like, "Ah." So then so then my dad, I think I think the next day comes along, and like I spoke to my parents, and I'm like, "Guys, I need to tell you something. Like, the reason why I wasn't answering my phone, and because I was being so weird, was because I was at Vicky's house." And they're like, "Who's Vicky?" And I'm like, "Bitch." I'm like, "The one you don't accept for being herself." Yeah. And then I was like, "Yeah, my friend that like, you know, like is gay because she's gay, and you guys don't like that, but like I didn't want to tell you, and I was like shy or like whatever." And then they're like, "Can we call her mother?" And I'm like, "Yeah, you can call her mother."
Oh, now you're not.
Now I'm
you're
not
like,
scared. Yeah, I'm real confident. They didn't end up calling her mom, but like, you know, it was just a bluff that they did. But
Bluffing with my muffin.
yeah, they still don't know it till this day.
Well,
Crazy.
guess we all have skeletons in the closet.
Yeah. But you know what doesn't have skeletons? Our holes, because we've been penetrated.
Franny, no.
I was thinking about like webs, like spider webs.
Yeah, like,
you know?
girl, what? Of course. We're talking about muscle here.
What?
This is, I cannot believe I'm teaching you anatomy.
Yeah.
Our holes are muscles, not skeletons.
I'm saying like there's.
Yeah, I know you were trying to give it like old. Well, wouldn't it be brand new?
like cobwebs.
Yes, like you haven't used it in a while.
Yeah.
Wouldn't ours be like fresh?
Oh yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Glass half full, bitch.
Mm-hmm. So you know what doesn't have cobwebs? Our holes, because we've been penetrated. Penetration. Ram, penetration. Oh my god, I cannot with you. Anyways,
so that is how we lost our sacred selves.
Mm-hmm. And also how we lied to fuck.
Yeah.
Because we're whores.
Well, I was.
Yeah, I was too.
Whore hug or
No, whore before.
Whore before.
Hand hug.
Hand hug.
This is a hand hug.
Yeah, I know. Let's do it.
No more whoring around.
Nope.
Only for one man. And that is Johnny Say Word.
And Pipe.
Anyways, guys, thank you so much for listening to another episode of Iconic and Irrelevant. And thank you so much for supporting. If you love this episode, make sure to give it some love on YouTube, comment, rate, subscribe, whatever you got to do. On Instagram, follow us, Iconic and Irrelevant. On TikTok as well. And just listen to us.
Yeah.
You know?
You all need a dose of dumb bitch energy.
Period. You can catch us on all streaming platforms,
Yes,
bitch.
except Tidal.
We're not there yet.
Yeah. Ivy Park. Where's the pen?
We're going to meet Beyonce anyways when we
Yeah.
go to Renaissance.
Yeah, because
August
our outfits
18th.
are going to be so fucking cunty. It's going to happen.
Period.
We're literally living in a swarm delusion.
Mm-hmm.
Who's your favorite artist?
Kill them if it's not Beyonce.
Talk shit, get stung.
Per. Anyways, love you guys. Thank you so much again.
Love you.
Love you.